with no points and no lender fees. So call and sell a loan before the rates go up. Call them at 1-800-918-6200. That's 1-800-918-6200. Or just go to intellalone.com. Intellalone. Hello, Mark.
Most Californians live within 30 miles from an active fault, and earthquakes can happen anywhere and any time in the Golden State. So, do you know how to protect yourself when an earthquake strikes? Make sure your home, plenty to practice how to drop, cover, and hold on during the Great Shakeout. This is an important safety drill. Learn more at shakeout.org. Shakeout Day is October 23rd. American Vision Windows, SoCal's choice for energy-efficient windows and doors. AmericanVisionWindows.com. Hey, y'all, it's Dean Sharp. Today's wake-up call house whisper segment brought to you by Duffy Power. Go to DuffyPower.com and never suffer through another power outage again. DuffyPower.com, DuffyPower.com.
Kfi Am 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Your weekend has arrived. Welcome to it. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee, and some of the stories we're watching in the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Actor Alec Baldwin has accidentally shot and killed one person and hurt another on the set of his new movie in New Mexico. The Santa Fe County Sheriff's spokesman says investigators are trying to figure out exactly how it happened. The director of photography was killed, and the film's director is in the hospital. An LA County Health Director says more than 3.5 million people are eligible and might qualify for a COVID-19 vaccine booster shot. Barbara Ferrer says more than 6 months have to have passed before most people got the double shot of Pfizer or Moderna and the single shot of J&J. She says there are more than 1,306 vaccination sites in the county, along with 344 mobile sites. Right now, say hello to KFI's House Whisperer, Dean Sharp. Follow Dean on social media at Home with Dean. Listen to him tomorrow here on KFI 6 to 8, Sunday 9 to 11. Dean, good morning.
Good morning, Jen.
So you have your decoder ring on?
I do.
Y'all ready to decode these contemporary houses for us?
I'm going to try. It is not an easy task, but I'm going to try.
Okay, so a lot of people look at it and they say, oh, it's a modern house, so that must be a contemporary home. But the two aren't the same thing?
Yeah, so, you know, people are seeing these homes popping up now all over the place. A lot of people are very interested in them. Some people are kind of turned off by them. They're what you might call the new modern kind of home. They're kind of boxy, a lot of glass, kind of modern-ish looking. They're very sophisticated looking. But there's a lot that we don't understand about them, a lot that most people don't understand about them. But starting with, these are not modern houses, and I know this is just the most confusing thing. I don't know who in the world of architecture got together and decided, hey, let's use the most confusing language possible. But when you talk in the world of architecture, I know in the real world, modern and contemporary are synonyms of each other. You could use them interchangeably. You know, it's like, well, modern life, that's what's going on right now. But in the world of architecture, contemporary means what is new right now. This is the easiest way I know how to explain it. What is new right now? New techniques, new styles, cutting-edge trends, so on and so forth. Okay. Modern in the world of architecture is what was new at some time in the past.
Oh, that's not confusing at all.
Yeah, I know. Specifically, it relates to a period of time from like the late 20s through the 1950s, where we say things like mid-century modern. So, architecturally speaking, when we talk about modern, we're talking about the past during the phase of what was new then, and contemporary is what's new now. I know. So, just so everybody knows, they are contemporary homes. If a home is being built right now, and it doesn't look like a mid-century modern home, and that's what's confusing. Mid-century modern, that is a traditional home now, okay? It's a traditional home, meaning it's a style phase that's already passed. It's locked up now in the past with its own style from a specific period of time, and everything that's happening now is contemporary.
Okay,
No.
so when you talk about these, oh yeah, totally simple. So the boxy kind of house, I would think, this is silly, this is my definition of it. Oh, it's the rich people's house, it's the fancy people's house, the one that's being built in the Hollywood Hills, that's all white with just a little bit of, it's very boxy, it's got a lot of glass, just a little bit of wood, maybe, kind of framing some little area. Maybe they've got walkways over water or something like that. They're just all very clean, very linear looking.
Yeah, that's very true. Well, I don't know that it's true that they're just the rich people's houses, but yes, that is definitely the impression that most people have. What we should expect is that we're going to be seeing more and more contemporary style homes as time rolls on here. And the reason is, and this is always the case, that architecture is always evolving, and contemporary stylings right now are taking on there are a lot of strong advantages to them. There are a lot of good things about contemporary architecture. However, there's also a lot of stuff about them that, kind of turn people off. A lot of folks have seen really bad examples, and they're common. The fact is, Jen, every style of architecture, there's plenty of bad examples of it out there. It's just that these are such kind of eye-catching, standout homes that when you see one of the bad examples, it's easy to get turned off. They feel cold, they can feel sterile, they can feel really kind of boxy and weird, especially when they're being built right in the middle of a traditional neighborhood, which I'm not sure the jury's out in my mind on that. I'm not a big fan of doing ultra-contemporary homes right in the middle of a traditional neighborhood, because for me, architecture goes beyond the property line, and so being in the context, being contextually set in your neighborhood, I don't want to say being conformist, but I just think there's something to say for being, contextually relevant in your neighborhood instead of being kind of the store sun sticking out.
Yeah.
They certainly have garnered a lot of controversy because of that. But at the end of the day, I think they can be done right. I think they can be done well. I think they have within their DNA the future of all architecture. And I think they can have a soul, which for me is the number one most important thing when it comes to building a house. Because I don't build houses for people. I build homes for people. And so a house having a soul, kind of capturing the soul of its owner, is for me the entire point.
Okay, go over some of those things, because you're right. A lot of times these contemporary houses, because they are so clean feeling, oftentimes the colors are very white or very neutral, that sometimes they do have sort of a cold feel to them. So how do you warm up a house like that?
Right. Well, so here are some of the characteristics of a contemporary home when a home gets it right. They are, number one, full of light. Light, and more light. If you had to pick one characteristic of a contemporary home, it would be kind of this open, spacious, voluminous plan, and lots of glass and lots of natural light. So therein lies, I think, when I was talking about where to build one contextually, when you have a view, when you have opportunity to basically bring the outdoors in, to bring nature inside your house, which is such a huge priority these days, then a contemporary home gets that done in spades. And it's like, I think I dropped in the notes here, like Dean's cabin. People often ask me, because they know I'm a nature boy, like, okay, if you were to build a cabin for yourself out in the woods, what would it look like? I bet it's going to be some kind of tricky, ornate log cabin thing. And I always answer, no, not at all. If I'm going to build a contemporary home, the very first place I'm going to put it is out in the woods. Because there is no other place I want to be in which the walls are made out of glass than in the middle of a forest or overlooking a stream or a lake. I want to be out in my shelter, nice and warm and snuggly, and yet have very little barrier between me and the beauty of outside. So if you have a piece of property where you can landscape it gorgeously, or you have a view of the ocean or the mountains or whatever, that is a great qualifier for contemporary home. And right there, that warms and brings a sense of character to it, because what you're really doing is you're embracing the nature around you.
Yeah, because and even as you were saying that, I thought, You know, Dean was talking about, okay, not necessarily building a contemporary home in a neighborhood that doesn't lend itself to those types of homes, an older neighborhood or something. Even building a contemporary home, though, out in the woods, you're actually bringing the woods inside, and with all the glass or all the kind of cleanness or whatever of that particular house, you are letting it sort of meld into nature. I love that idea.
One of my favorite all-time, I have to say, as if it's been like years and years, because they're contemporary, they're modern and new. One of the favorite styles that I've seen is glass cubes out in nature. These are done in Scandinavia, Norway, places like that really well. Glass cubes in nature, and you can imagine using mirror glass on the outside of this structure, so that from the outside, it's almost as if the house disappears, because the glass has such a mirror quality to it that all it's doing is reflecting more trees and forests onto it. And you have to kind of look hard to see the house, but it's there because it is literally reflecting the nature around it. So yeah, I think contemporary homes do best in those kinds of natural environments. But there are urban applications to it too. The point is, when they're nestled into nature, when they've got this big open plan, there's something to be said, I think, for clean and simple and sort of minimalist and neutral colors, muted colors with bold accents. Because the real, I think, heart and soul of a minimalist kind of contemporary home is that it can serve as a gallery, kind of like an art gallery for you, for your life, and for your things. Because, you know, when you go to a museum, you expect to, as you walk through a museum, even if there are ancient things that you're looking at, it's set on a canvas of relatively white, clean walls, because the museum itself is hopefully not competing with the stuff in it. And I think that's a wonderful architectural opportunity with contemporary homes, for it to make a bold statement in and of itself, but room for room, not compete with the things or the people who live inside.
I love it. Dean, thank you so much. You're going to talk more about this weekend?
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting weekend where we're doing very old and very new. Very new tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's show is all about kind of decoding contemporary homes. And then on Sunday, we are at a 118-year-old home in Sierra Madre, broadcasting live from the Camp House, a historic green and green home that was built in 1903, where we're going to talk about bringing new 21st century living into a century-old home. So it's a whole weekend of old and new.
That is cool. All right, good. We'll look forward to that this weekend, Dean. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, see you later. That is, again, KFI's House Whisperer Dean. Start following on social media at Home with Dean, or just listen to him do both. Tomorrow morning, 6 to 8 on KFI, and Sunday morning, 9 to 11. All right, when we come back, we've got to talk with KFI's and ABC's Jason Nathanson about Alec Baldwin accidentally shooting 2 people on the set of his new movie in New Mexico. He killed one and injured another one. This apparently was just supposed to be a prop gun. So what in the world went wrong in all of this? We'll talk with Jason in just a few minutes. Let's go ahead and get another check of your drive with Nick. Where are you heading?
Let's head to Woodland Hills this go around, getting out of the Calabasas area. I finally got an update from CHP of exactly what's going down here. Possible fatality crash investigation. We'll definitely keep you updated here on KFI Am 640. But right now, 101 southbound at Mulholland. All southbound lanes are shut down of the 101 and you're seeing a Paxton Type Drive as you come away from Parkway Calabasas. Stuck in this backup or anywhere else, pound 250 on your cell phone, keyword KFI traffic. Bosques Rock 14 south past Escondido Canyon. That's a fraction of the 3 left lanes shut down. Going to be left for your driving to come away from Crown Valley. Heading to Riverside, a 215 north before Bronx Springs past the merger of the 60. Couple of cars down into it, up against the center divider. Northbound side of the 215 and mess for your drive from as far back as Texas. 60 westbound. Heading for your drive as you come away from Pigeon Pass towards the 215 merge. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Nick Dean.
Hey y'all, it's Dean. Before I go, ever since Duffy Power, the generator people, became a sponsor here at KFI, I've been getting a lot of questions about how home backup generators work. So here's a quick lesson. Once Duffy evaluates your home, they're going to hook you up with the perfectly sized generator to meet all of your specific needs. And then, when the next outage occurs, while everybody around you is losing power, your generator automatically takes over, and your life continues uninterrupted. When the power comes back on, the generator turns itself off, It's really just that easy. What's also easy is 0% interest financing. Payments as low as $72 a month, which makes emergency power for your home totally affordable. As you know, the pandemic still has everything in short supply. So don't wait. Call Duffy today, and they're going to make sure your life, your comfort, your safety won't be interrupted during the next outage or any of the ones after that. Dial pound 250 on your cell phone and say the word Duffy Power. Pound 250, Duffy Power. That's all you need to do. Or find Duffy on the web at duffypower.com. That's DUTHIE power.com.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick, and here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Chris Taylor is keeping the Dodgers' postseason run alive. Taylor hit 3 home runs, leading LA over the Braves in elimination Game 5. The Dodgers fell the series 3-2. Several Laker legends, including Kobe Bryant, were named to the NBA's 75th anniversary team. And Week 7 of the NFL kicked off with the Browns winning the Broncos their 4th straight loss. Cleveland didn't have their starting quarterback and running back tandem. I'm Missy Jordan.
Groundbreaking runs in the family. Safety runs in the family. Extraordinary runs in the family. The 2021 Mercedes-Benz range of SUVs. Every member is waiting to impress. You can learn more at mbusa.com.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Is finding the right candidate slowing you down? Cut straight to your hire with Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract, screen, and interview candidates all in the same place. To find your next great hire, visit Indeed.com/credit.
This is hard to admit, but when I was in junior high school, I was bullied so badly, I cried. Hello, I'm John Aquan, owner of Rooter Hero Plumbing. I was named Oganes after my grandfather, but as a kid I was teased for having that name, so I changed it to John. John is the English version of Oganes, and it maintains the honor to my grandfather. My family and heritage are important to me, so staying true to myself and Rooter Hero Plumbing are important. Staying true to Rooter Hero Plumbing means being true to you and delivering world-class service. That's why my cell phone number is on the back of every Rooter Hero Plumbing business card. Call us at 866-DRINK-77 and we'll cable your line for $77. That's 866-DRINK-77. Thank you.
CL 102-8886.
Here's what you need to know about the Pfizer COVID-19 booster. Not everyone needs one. Those who should receive a booster are 65 and older, long-term care residents, and those 50 to 64 with underlying medical conditions. Consider a booster if you're 18 to 49 with underlying medical conditions, or 18 to 64 with a high risk of COVID exposure at work. Only get a booster if it's been at least 6 months since you received your second dose of Pfizer. Find a booster near you at myturn.ca.gov. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Spectrum Business knows small businesses are always looking to cut expenses. That's why we offer the best value on fast internet and phone. But we wanted to do more. So, how does 1 month free sound? Get 200 megabits per second internet for $49.99 a month and business phone for $19.99 a month. And right now, you can get 1 month of internet and phone and even TV for free. Call 855-258-5887 and switch to Spectrum Business. Restrictions apply.
Did you know the arrow in Amazon's logo represents A to Z? Maybe the My Computer Career logo should represent unemployed to employed. Ryan was out of work when he started classes in March. In September, he started his IT career, working for Amazon, making more money than he ever thought possible. Here's a prime opportunity. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. You could start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Finding the right Medicare plan may feel impossible, but now it's anything but. With Walgreens Find RX Coverage Tour, you can compare plans online, over the phone, or in person, making Medicare easier than ever. Easier than picking which true crime doc to watch, figuring out that Wi-Fi password, or putting the duvet cover back on. So you can do those things. With Find RX Coverage, you can definitely Medicare. Find the plan that's right for you by visiting walgreens.com/Medicare.
Hey, it's Dean Sharp. You know, with energy costs rising and temps getting warmer and electric vehicles here to stay, I can't believe how many homes still don't have solar. Now, granted, there's a lot of misinformation out there, so my solar company, Sunluck, asked me to clear some of it up. First, Solar doesn't cost you money. It saves you money. A lot of money. Second, it doesn't matter where your panels are made. What matters is who makes them. And finally, you hear about some system out there for $29.95, but that is not what is going to end up on your home. You know, it means something to me that all the partners at Sunlux left top-tier positions at other solar companies. Why? To do solar better. It's why Sunlux is an LG and Tesla platinum contractor. The best systems, the best battery solutions, the best service, the best warranty, and a solar company who is straight with you from day one. Hey, it's time for solar. Get started today at sunlux.com. That's sunlux.com, sunlux.com. CSLB 1008374.
Is your commercial fire system up to code? Bay Alarm will keep you in compliance with all regulations. So you're up to code, not up all night. Go to bayalarm.com to get protected today.
ACO 28 CCL 880138.
Portions of the following program will be recorded. I woke up and then I had a mediation.
Wow, what a shocker. I'm involved in litigation.
The first offer was made 25 cents on the dollar.
And she said, would you like to respond?
And I said, yeah, absolutely. I want you to go back to the defendant. Mr. Handel's response is, and then grab your crotch and say, fight.
Bill Handel. Mornings from 6 to 10
They totally said.
on KFI.
The very eloquent Mr. Handel, and he's up in just a second. It's KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. Our top story, a high school teacher in Riverside's been put on leave for hollering and dancing around a classroom wearing a feathered headdress. The student filmed her Wednesday and posted the video on social media. And the Dodgers are still alive in the playoffs to beat the Braves 11-2 last night. It was Game 5 of the NLCS. Game 6 will be in Atlanta tomorrow. We'll say good morning now to ABC's Jason Nathanson. Jason, this is the craziest sad story. A crew member was killed and another injured in an accidental shooting by Alec Baldwin. This was on a movie set in New Mexico?
Yeah, it happened on the movie Rust, in which Alec Baldwin is one of the stars and also one of the producers. We don't know exactly what happened, but we do know, or we're told by the authorities in Santa Fe, New Mexico, that Alec Baldwin was the one that shot this prop gun, and that the cinematographer on the set, Helena Hutchins, 42 years old, that she died. She was taken to the hospital where she died. And the director, also, Joel Souza, was injured somehow. Don't know if he was necessarily shot or exactly what happened, but that he was taken to the hospital as well. So I understand that he is out of the hospital this morning. But more questions than answers so far as to exactly what was happening here. A couple of thoughts on if you would imagine that when things like this have happened for Brandon Lee, for instance, on The Crow in 1993, he was shot and killed during a scene. And this was somebody who had a prop gun, and there was a whole bunch of series of very unfortunate incidents that led to there actually being something in the chamber that killed him. But he was shot during a scene. Somebody was actually, pointing the gun at him. Here, it's unclear why Alec Baldwin would have been pointing this gun at the cinematographer and the director in their direction. You would think if he were filming a scene, it would be pointed at another actor, unless the scene was something that he was pointing it straight down the barrel of the camera, right? That the camera was focused on him. So we're obviously not clear, and also, many questions on as to how this could have happened with a prop gun in this day and age in 2021. It's happened before, like you mentioned, with Brandon Lee, but, that was almost 30 years ago.
Is there anybody who is looking into, I guess they have to, any sort of foul play, that a live round was actually put in a prop gun?
Yeah, they're looking at it, and we don't know exactly what happened here in terms of if it was a live round.
Yeah.
In the case of Brandon Lee, it was, I believe, it was some shrapnel that was left over from a misfire, and the chamber wasn't cleared properly, so it wasn't like there was an actual bullet in there. This also happened in 1984 on the set of a TV show called The Cover-Up, where John Eric Hexum, one of the stars there, he had a prop gun as well, and he was playing with it and faking like he was playing Russian roulette, and he shot himself in the head and died as well. And what happened there was nothing actually came out, but the force of the gun, I think, fractured his cranium, and then he died from injuries after that. So it's not, in these cases, it's not like there was an actual bullet in the gun and that came out and killed either of these people. So we're not sure exactly what's going to happen here. And then That's why, police, they're following up. They interviewed Alec Baldwin. They're going to interview everybody on the set, I'm sure, and try to find out exactly what led to this.
Okay, and Alec Baldwin, does he face any charges at this point? I mean, it sounds like on his end anyway, this was nothing but an accident.
Yeah, no one's been arrested. No charges have been filed. The investigation is ongoing. Of course, there could be negligence at some point on the part of the popmaster or somebody else once we find out exactly what happened here. But everything right now, at least, is pointing to the fact that this was a tragic accident. There's been some pictures that came out from the set of a very distraught appearing Alec Baldwin after this incident, because, you can imagine this. That's just something that you're just not expecting on a set. Sets are fun places. They're dangerous places, but they're fun places where you're making make-believe. And to have this during whatever scene was going on, he's thinking he's shooting a gun, and as the actors have done millions of times on millions of sets, and this one turns deadly.
All right, Jason, thank you for the update on that. I appreciate it.
Sure thing.
All right, see you later. This is KFI and KOST HD2 Los Angeles. Such a crazy story. I thought, too, the weirdest part about this was that, as Jason mentioned, Russ is about this 13-year-old boy. He goes on the run with his estranged grandfather after the accidental killing of a local rancher. Ugh, kind of gives me chills. Jeff Ball, good morning to you. Happy Friday. What's up on the 101?
Boy, you betcha, Jen. Good morning. Boy, we're off to a horrible, horrible start here. Now, listen up, please. This is a major problem playing out. If you're leaving the Gore Hills, trying to get into the San Fernando Valley, we're over this right now. Now, eastbound 101 at Valley Circle, Price, Mohawk, same thing. They are reopening one lane. The right lane is reopening now. Now, the backup, and it truly is not an exaggeration or a trafficism, a parking lot really to the top of the hill. Now, getting off in Las Virgen is using Miro Road. That'll help you a little bit, but when it goes underneath or over the freeway, I should say, and then over on the other side, it's just as bad as the eastbound 101. So, again, the right lane is up, and you've got a few alternators. I'll tell you the big picture here, depends where you are, but if you can use the eastbound 118, come into the San Fernando Valley that way, the dreaded South 405 isn't that bad yet, or the 170 or any of that, don't go away. We'll keep you updated on this. By the way, westbound is fine, but a little spectator phone going through. Don't go away. It's a big problem. Enter the next. This is SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Jeff Baugh. Hey, up high in the sky.
There's no shortage of ways Norm Reed's Honda Superstore works to get you a super new Honda. Whether you shop in our showroom, complete your deal online, or custom order, you'll always get super prices, super selection, and a super experience. And regardless of where you lease your Honda, return it to one of our 5 Honda Lease Return Super Center locations for a super upgrade experience. Plus, every new Norm Reed's Honda is backed by our exclusive price protection guarantee, which states if you can find the same new Honda for less within 5 days, Norm Reed's will pay you the difference or buy your vehicle back. Visit our super award-winning Norm Reed's Honda Superstore location in Huntington Beach, West Covina, the Irvine Auto Center, and the #1 Honda store in the world in the Cerritos Auto Square. Plus, we're now open in Vista. Shop online at normreeds.com.
Don't miss Hulu's new original series, Don't Stick, an investigative thriller from executive producer Danny Strong. Discover how one company triggered the worst drug epidemic in American history and then tried to cover it up. Watch how it all began in the boardrooms of Big Pharma, ravaged small-town America, and made its way to the hallways of the DEA. The series stars Michael Keaton, Rosario Dawson, Peter Sarsgaard, Caitlin Beaver, Will Poulter, and John Hogenacker, and Michael Stuhlbarg. Watch the first 3 episodes now and catch new episodes Wednesday on Hulu.
SoCal weather from KFI. Partly cloudy today. Has a range from the mid-60s to right at 70 at the beaches and for Metro LA and OC. We'll just be in the mid to upper 70s for the valleys and the IE. We read local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee. This has been your wake-up call. Handle on the news with Wayne starts now.
Handle on the news.
The waves always been crazy. Big creatures, dimensional rift, spontaneous timeline.
on the iHeartRadio app. Good morning. It's the Bill Handel Show at Bill's house today. The morning crew is here. Good morning to Jennifer Jones-Lee.
Hello, Wayne. Go Dodgers.
Well, yeah, it's two guys. It's two guys playing. Is my math right?
Yeah.
Yeah, two guys.
Chris Taylor. AJ Pollock.
AJ Pollock hit 2 home runs. I didn't look at the stats up close, but I think he had 2 home runs, batted in 4, and Taylor hit 3, batted in 6.
No, bottom line
And the
is,
Braves ended up on the wrong end of an 11-2 score.
that's what the bottom line is.
So they stay alive now.